All right, we're going to start the committee of the whole meeting. Call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call the meeting.
May I just state that our COVID is on the South but our culture is on the phone. It's okay with everyone that we give them the remote access.
Okay, then you have what phone you got on you? It's on your phone. Okay. So the record show that Trustee Coleman is on Trustee Williams' telephone. Okay.
Thank you. Trustee Burns here. Trustee Carter.
Here.
Trustee Coleman.
You said here. Turn it up a little. You gotta speak louder. That's the phone.
Trustee Coleman, can you
Say it again.
Here.
Thank you. Trustee Johnson?
Yeah.
Trustee Sauk? Here. And Trustee Williams?
Here.
All right, Mr. Rachel is not here, so we're going to start off with Chief Barrett presentation.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone?
Okay.
That's good. So, what I'm presenting today is the purchase of brand new air packs for SCBA, which stands for self-contained breathing apparatuses, which is the air packs that we use anytime we go into a house fire or we encounter any type of dangerous gases or anything in that manner. Everyone should have received a copy of the contract that we're doing. Now, to purchase these is a little over $200,000. Now, they kept it under that for us. It actually went up to like $250 this year, but they kept it at $195 for us. In good faith that we're gonna go into this contract. Now, the good thing about it, I know everybody say $200,000 is a lot, but they're giving us the opportunity to split it up into 4 payments, one payment annually of $48,950. So we don't have to make a payment till May 31st of every year, and they will deliver our air packs to us within the next 20 days after we sign the agreement. Our air packs we have not gotten new air packs since 1999. They were not, the ones that we had were not bad up until to this point, but we have reached a point now where within the last 2 years that we have, they're no longer making parts for them. So we have no choice but to upgrade and get new air packs. Now, before anybody asks, I understand people say, well, why you wait till today? Well, I didn't wait till today. We've written multiple grants to try to receive this so that it's not an impact on the village. And due to some unforeseen circumstances, we were denied grants both years. At this time, you guys do have a letter from the manufacturer stating that about the discontinuations of the Fire Hawk, which what we have of that air pack. You guys should all receive that, as well as a copy of everything that we will be getting and the copy of the payment agreement.
Are there any questions?
Yes.
Trustee?
Can you answer the questions? At what point did you start trying to receive grants?
I've been doing it for the last 2 years.
So for 2 years,
Yes, ma'am.
you know that the company was going to discontinue making parts for the air packs?
No, I did not know. You said, when did I start trying to get grants? It's been 2 years that I started getting grants. It wasn't until our recent, because every year our air packs have to get hydro tested and checked. So when they came out this year, They told us that our air packs are pretty much no good and we need to upgrade.
And so you just found out at what point that the company no longer makes the parts for your air pack?
Pretty much it was October.
So just a few months ago.
Correct.
And so for 2 years you've been trying to get grants. When did you start being denied for these grants? At what point?
So we got denied the last 2 years that I wrote the grants.
So for 2 years you've been denied grants, and that means that if you're denied grants, you're going to have to automatically come to the board and use village funds. Is that correct?
Correct.
So why didn't you let us know a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago, that this is a possibility that we will have to be responsible for a $200,000 situation?
Well, it was my hope that we would not be responsible for a $200,000 payment. That's the whole purpose of me writing the grant. Everybody know I'm transparent, so I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to point any fingers. I'm not going to play the blame game. That's not how I operate. The issue is, we thought we had the grants. Something happened. We did not get the grant, and it happened 2 years in a row. So now I'm at the point now where we cannot wait any longer. That's why I started 2 years ago. Before our air packs even started going bad, I knew they were old, so I made arrangements to try to get air packs for the department, and it just didn't happen. Now we're here, and I hope that we can move forward from where we are.
So my other question is, when was your last denial for grants?
In 2024.
When? In 2024?
November.
So you just got denied for the grant in November. In November. And do you have any type of documentation to show that you were denied in November?
I don't have it with me, but
or any documentation at all over the last 2 years that you can show the Board of Trustees that you did apply for grants, and for 2 years straight they have sent you a denial letter.
Yeah.
Can you give us copies of that? Because what we're doing, we'd like to see that
you're just trying to say if I'm lying to you or not. So
I don't matter. It's not about whether you're lying or not. It's about that.
I have them. I will email it to the clerk.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
That's all I'm saying.
Or you know what? I would do it tonight.
Okay.
When I leave here. I will email the clerk tonight the denial letters, and then she can decipher it to you guys for the last 2 years.
Thank you so much. That's all I need to know. Because we have to know, because everything that comes to the trustees are at the very last minute, and it's a dire emergency when you guys basically know what's going on in your departments years, 6, 7, 8 months in advance. But by the time you bring it to the trustees, it's a dire emergency. We have to do it right now. So I'd like to know the process in which you all go through before you have to bring it to the trustees, and now we have to act as a dire emergency.
So I can tell you the process that I go through. I've been with this department for almost 20 years.
No, that's okay.
No.
You explained it. You told me that you've been trying for grants for 2 years, so I got that. And then you were denied as of recent, which is November, so I understand that. All I'm asking for is documentation so we can understand that you do apply for grants. For 2 years straight, you were denied. And then, so since you were denied in November, you're just bringing it to the board, and at this point, either we act on it or we're going to have dire consequences. I'm good.
Trustee Williams?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm looking over the letter about the discontinuation of the Firehawk. It's dated November 7th, 2016, and it said it will discontinue the manufacture and sale effective December 31st, 2017. So that seems like it's been quite a few years that we were first notified that the Firehawk would be discontinued. But then it also said replacement parts would be made available until December 31st, 2027. Is it possible, since they said they may be able to supply parts till 2027, that we can apply for another grant?
No. So again, it's or until component
they're not
parts
available.
are no longer available.
So these parts we need are no longer available?
Yeah, and so
that's what I needed to.
This letter was not given. So let me first go back. Rewind for a second. I didn't become chief until 2020.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so these issues have been long before me. I'm trying to correct the problem to make sure that, one, our village is taken care of, our residents is properly taken care of, and the members of the Sauk Village Fire Department can actually do their job properly without any harm or hazard to them. I asked for this letter when they told me that it was no longer available, because I knew the question was going to come up. So I asked them for documentations to prove it. So now it says that it's till December of 2027 or until it's no longer available. It's no longer available at this point. I can tell you right now, after they came out in October and November last year, it was actually December 4th, excuse me. They came out on December 4th, and we lost a lot of air packs due to dry rotting of the hose lines and so much more.
And those parts weren't available.
They're not available
to replace at that time either. Okay, that's what all I needed to know.
Yep.
Thank you.
Trustee Sauk?
Good evening, Chief.
Hello.
How many firefighters do you have?
Right now I have 19.
So clarify for me, are we talking about the face masks that you guys wear?
We're talking the whole thing, every single thing. The harnesses. The only thing that we don't need are bottles, and that's because when I became chief, I knew we didn't have bottles, so I was able to secure bottles through our 1050 billing money. And so we have updated bottles that are passing hydro testing. And so now we just need the harnesses, the face masks, and everything else to go with it.
So do you have is it one per firefighter or?
No, it's per rig. We have 4 vehicles. It's 5 seats on every vehicle that you need. So we have 4 vehicles.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out the line.
Yeah, and then it's not including our ambulances, which 2 go on each, and plus my vehicle.
So that's 20 plus the 2 babies.
So it's 25 altogether.
Thank you.
So just so that everybody, I don't want, because I need this to go on the agenda for next week to be voted on, and I don't want no questions or to be tabled. So if you have any questions, I ask that you get it out tonight so that we can move forward, because they're not going to hold this price. Everything continues to go up.
Trustee Coleman, do you have any questions? Are you there, Trustee Coleman? Okay, can you hear me?
I put the microphone on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As I said, I had my plan stated, that if I look at this document, it does not have a place for your signature so that you would actually include it. It's okay to have a contact. It's okay to have a chief and the finance director as contact, but the mayor has to be the one that engaged and signed off on the actual contract. So is it possible that they can?
My name don't need to be on there, so I can just have them to change it and put the mayor's name on there. That's fine with me. Right. Yeah. So, okay. Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, Chief Barrett, did you mention that there was a copy of the agreement before that you presented as well?
Yeah, the contract, yes, is there.
Okay. Actually, I don't have a copy of a contract in front of me.
It should be the payment schedule.
Well, is this G1 SCDA proposal? Are you considering that a contract or?
It's the one before it with the payments in blue.
The Air One equipment.
So it looks like a letter. It doesn't look like a contract. But, okay. This is what you call a contract?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, Mayor. Excuse me.
Hopefully we'll be able to put this contract in a different form, because this just looked like a letter to me.
It's just an agreement.
It's not a heading that says a contract.
It's an agreement.
Okay, maybe I think I feel more comfortable if we had an attorney look at this and put it in a more of a proper contractual form, because this looks like a letter. So I don't see anything that I could consider a contract at this point. So.
It's an agreement.
Are you saying this is an agreement?
If we get past this point, we will, before anything is done, after it's been voted on, we will give it to the lawyers. Or before that, and have them present a contract to the village. So that'll be something that'll be done.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should bring it before before the attorneys, before we sign off on it, because we need to know exactly. Well, it just needs to be laid out like a proper contract. This doesn't look like a contract that I would want to issue out close to $200,000 over.
Hopefully, before next week, before the board meeting, we'll have the lawyers make it into a contract, and then we'll present that to the board prior to the meeting, prior to next week. And also we have to have a resolution for this too. So we'll make sure that the board gets this before it's even voted on next week. It'll be on the agenda next week to be voted on. We will change the makeup of this particular agreement into a contract form.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Is he done?
You done, Trustee Coleman? Okay.
Trustee Williams.
Yes. So if you're going to bring another contract and a resolution to the table, are we going to have a special meeting prior to the regular meeting, like 6:30, to review those? The
I mean, I would
contract?
give it to you ahead of time. I mean, you need another meeting to review it.
I mean, if there's questions, but are you just going to give us the paperwork ahead of time?
All he wants is to be put into a contract form.
Okay, so the discussion will take place at the vote.
For that, I mean, do you need to have another meeting if you're going to say yes or no? All the lawyers are going to do is put it into a contract format, and also put a resolution for this particular contract.
I was just asking so we can cross all our T's and dot our I's.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is present it at the regular board meeting.
At the board meeting,
and then we will ask questions if we had any at that time. Which is standard.
What's going to be in the contract is basically what this is.
Yes, I understand that, Mr. Mayor, but if we have questions at that time, after we take a motion in a second, there's usually room for questions. That's what I'm saying.
My question is, if you have any questions, you're going to have the chief here.
And we can ask
And
him
you have to
beforehand.
answer.
I
This is
understand.
something, I don't see anything other than what's here to be put into the contract.
I was just looking for clarity, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
That's all.
Trustee Burns.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, we are discussing it right now in our committee. We all know that we need a contract and a resolution that has been discussed and agreed upon. We have corporate attorneys, to my knowledge, as of December 10th, which is the Delgado Group. And I think that it would be inappropriate for us to receive a contract a few minutes before we have a board meeting that we have to vote on. So since we have discussed it here, we agree that we need it here, I believe that we should be able to have a contract in our mailboxes this week. It's only Tuesday. If you're saying that they're going to just take the information we have, convert it into contract form, then I don't think that should take a lot of time. And today is Tuesday. I think we should have this later than Thursday, sir.
I said you're going to receive the contract.
I understand what you say. You said we're going to receive it a few minutes before the board meeting.
No, I didn't say a few minutes for the board.
You said we're going to receive it the day of the board. Let me finish. You said we're going to receive it the day of the board meeting because Trustee Williams is asking if we're only going to receive it the day of the board meeting, when will we have time to actually review it? So, if we all agree right now in committee that we know we need a contract, if the attorney's going to take the documents that we have, convert the wording into a contract, we should be able to have that no later than Thursday, so we can thoroughly examine it, look over, and have questions prepared and ready, if we need be. And if we look over it this week and we have no questions, we can go right into the voting. But I also want to make it very clear to Chief Barrett that this is not in our budget. And we have not had a budget in 3 years. So I want you guys that when you do come to the board and you need $200,000 worth of whatever, and you need it right away, you guys must keep in mind that we do not have a budget. And you must keep in mind that we are actually operating off of 2022. And it's 2025. So again, where do we get this money that you're asking for? And if this is something that has been out there since 2016, 2017, you've been looking looking for grants for 2 years, and now we need to vote next week. So this has been a situation in your department for years, 8 or 9 of them to be exact. This is not a situation that we really should be hearing about now and then have to vote on it in a few days.
So
I'm just saying,
let me put it this way, because
we don't have a budget.
my passion is starting to take over me a little bit, and I'm trying to be respectful. All right, and so just listen to what I'm saying, please. I didn't interrupt you, so this is what I'm trying to say. I understand that we didn't have a budget for the last however long it's been. Not my problem. Not my fault. Everything that was asked of me was given. This issue, again, is not my fault. Okay? I'm bringing a solution to this problem. I've had grants and was awarded grants for this, and it was taken back because of issues of people not being able to get their stuff together. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not pointing fingers. That's not the time to do all of that. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the audit. It had nothing to do with the audit.
But I didn't ask you the question. Can you tell us why you were denied these grants? If this is something you've been getting.
We didn't have a SAM.gov number.
We didn't do what?
We didn't have a SAM.gov number.
Who's responsible for that?
I'm not calling out no names. You're not dragging me into that. We did not have a SAM.gov number, and I can tell you this, as I sit before you, as the man that I claim to be, it had nothing to do with the mayor or nobody else, so don't try to create that type of narrative.
We're not dealing with
Listen to what I'm saying.
We're just asking.
We did not have a SAM.gov number.
What is that? Can you explain to us what
It's a SAM.gov number is the number that we need for all grants and everything else that we get from FEMA and everywhere else.
Can you tell me why you don't have it now and you had it?
We have it now, but we didn't have it at the time when this grant was awarded to us.
So you haven't had it for 2 years?
No, we had it last year. That's why I filed for this grant again last year, and we didn't get it. But in 2022, when it was awarded to us, it was not given to us because our SAM.gov number.
You had it last year, though?
Yes, we had our SAM.gov number.
But you didn't have it
in 22, we did not. In 23, we did not have it because it expired March of 23.
It expired?
Yes. I can't tell you that because that's not my scope of practice. But what I can tell you, it was very highly disappointing to understand that I put all this work into writing a grant for $200,000 and get denied because of something that was out of my scope. So it's not me that was holding off and not telling people for 2 years that we needed this. It's me creating a solution to the problems that was created beyond me to make sure that we get what we have. Now, I don't want this to be something that is played with or taken a long time to solve because we're talking about people's lives at stake.
Chief Barry.
Listen to what I'm saying. We talking about, I'm being dead serious. And when my passion take over, because my passion is life safety.
Chief
And
Barry, this is information.
I'm giving you the information.
Your passion, and we appreciate it.
I'm giving
but
you
you're
the
coming
information.
to us after 2016, 2017,
Again,
and
I
all
didn't
of
get
these
this.
years, and you're talking about a gov dot something number. Are you responsible for this number?
No, I'm not. I just said that.
Okay, so if we have questions, Chief Barrett, we want to save lives too.
Yeah,
but there's still a municipal, there's still protocol and procedure, sir, and we still
And I
have a
understand.
budget, sir. So again, you bring something before us. There's no contract. There's no attorney that's looked over it or anything. So these are things that we have to do as a board. If you're coming to us asking for $200,000 after years of knowing that this equipment was bad, that the parts were not going to be available, and now you come and you want us to do it in a week. So all I'm saying, I'm asking questions because it's ironic that you've been getting grants and somebody that somehow you refuse to say how, but in your department or wherever,
It's not my department.
was somebody didn't do a dove.gov or whatever.
Sam.gov.
A Sam.gov. And now you're saying that's the only reason why you were denied? Because
Yes.
that's the first question I asked. When were you denied the grant? That's what I asked.
So if we go back 3 questions ago, I told you that this letter that you got that says November 16th of 2016 on it, I didn't receive this until November of last year. When they told me that my air packs was could not pass and they had nothing, I asked for this letter.
That was a year ago. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't even a year, it was 2 months ago now.
You said you got, so last year, you mean a few months ago last year?
Yes.
Okay. Again, Chief Barry, we're trying to stop all of this last minute coming to the trustees.
It's not last minute when I
Chief
get
Barry,
it.
Chief Barry, I don't know why you didn't have Sam.gov. I don't know why. But now we have to figure out where we're going to get the money from. Simple, plain and simple. But you guys have to understand this too. We have to figure out how we're going to do this, where we're going to get the money from. And you guys got to be able to understand that in these committees, in committee, you are going to have to hear it. You're going to have to hear it sometime.
So you need to
because
hear
you
it
guys
too,
are
because
all.
if you give me a
I'm
chance
hearing
to
it,
talk,
sir.
I can tell you where we can get the money from.
Where?
So in March, May of 2023, we began our own ambulance service. We have been running our ambulance service for almost 2 years now. Each month, we bring in between $17,000 and $30,000 a month. 2 months will pay for 1 year.
So what? So 2 months will pay for 1 year of this product.
Correct.
Okay, so if 2 months will pay for 1 year of this product, why haven't you taken 2 months of this ambulance money and have already have 1 month, 1 year worth of money set to the side?
We have way more than that now. You got. I need you to listen, right?
No, I need you to make
please,
everything make sense.
Please, I'm trying to make it make sense to you. I'm trying my hardest to make it make sense to you. I need you to listen, right? God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Please listen to what I'm saying.
You just told us that you will have this 1 year of money in 2 months. Is that correct? Did you just tell us that it only takes 2 months for you to have 1 year of this $100,000? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I said.
You said it takes 2 months to save up
For one payment,
for one payment.
which is $48,950.
Right. So what I'm saying to you, Chief Barry, you have the capacity to pay for this yourself in a matter of 5 months. According to you, it only takes 2 months to pay for one. You only have what, 4 payments? So according to you, it would take you, your department, only 4 months to handle this yourself. Is what I'm explaining. That's your math, not mine. So my question to you is, if you understand it only takes 4 months, you could have been doing this 4 months ago and had all the money.
Again,
According to your
listen,
math.
right, according to my math and facts. Okay?
But why haven't you done that? It's my question. If that's what you're telling me you could do,
Are you gonna continue to go back and forth?
we're having a committee meeting, sir, so I'm getting an understanding.
Why are you browbeating him?
Sir.
Why are you browbeating?
So again, because it's imperative to understand, if his department, you all, can do this in 4 months, then he should already have the money.
How much you already have?
Because he could do it in 4 months, Mayor. He just said he could. So why? So you knew you was denied a grant 4 months ago. So you should immediately start putting your monies to the side to be able to pay for this extravagant expense. 4 months ago, you knew you wasn't going to get the grant.
I didn't know 4 months ago.
Sure you did. It's been 4 months already.
So that's what I'm saying. You just telling me. You're not asking nothing.
So
what this man is saying.
You're just going back and forth and be argumentative.
So, listen. I'm not dealing with this in 2025. I don't come to the committee meetings. I don't to disrespect nobody. I try to be very respectful. I don't ask for anything. When I bring something to the table, you can bet. Please don't interrupt me. I'm being very respectful to you, Trustee Burns. Please don't interrupt.
I haven't opened my mouth. I'm just looking.
Listen, I always bring a solution whenever I bring a problem. The issue is this. There's so many other things that the fire department needs. Such as
this is life-saving.
I'll let you go first so you can get it all out.
Chief Barrett, we've heard what you said. I got what you're saying. I know that we're waiting for the contract, sir. So as soon as the mayor gets us a contract this week, we can go over it, and then the board just have to make a decision. But according to you, we will probably need to talk more about if we can do this in 4 months. It might be if you're saying we can do this in 4 months through your own math, and then you're saying that these packs are absolutely not even sustainable for another 2 months.
They're not. It's not necessarily that the packs are not sustainable. Right now, we have 10 packs. Out of 26 packs that we have 10 packs left.
That are good?
That are good.
So
listen, please, God, listen to me. Please. I'm being very sincere right now.
Go ahead, Chief, please.
This is very life safety situation. There are so many other things that the fire department needs that we were trying to save money to get things accomplished. Such as an apron, such as a roof, such as air packs, such as everything else that is falling apart that I have been bringing to the table since 2020. Since 2020. So the issue is this. The reason why I'm bringing it now is because we cannot afford to wait another year, because when we write the grant in January, they don't start awarding until August. We don't have until August to get this done.
Pray.
Trustee Williams, you can.
Just pray.
That's what I asked her earlier. Asked Trustee Burns.
First of all, no.
Trustee Burns, you done held the floor.
Listen, no, it doesn't matter. I am trying to get an understanding that every time they come to this board, and with these large sums of money, and we have to be ready to pay it in the next day. So again, I am trying to understand what is the process that every department, when they come to this board, everything has to be paid for right now, today. We need to understand, why is everything always an emergency and it's life-threatening? It's been life-threatening, obviously, for 2 years.
So let's be real. You public life safety trustee, right?
You be real, sir.
How many times have you came to my department to talk to me about what we need? Not once. Not once. I'm tired of this. I am tired of this.
Sir.
You don't come to my department and ask me what we need.
We're all tired of it. We we're all tired of it. It is your responsibility
I'm sorry,
to
Mr.
come
Mayor.
to.
I'm sorry.
I asked you what you needed when I visited you.
To all the trustees, I apologize.
You don't have to apologize.
I don't mean to be
This is where we have our discussions. This is where we get our information. This is where we solve our problems. Right here in committee.
That's her opinion, that's her.
Right in committee. If we have to hash it out, it is done in committee. So when we're in committee, that is what committee is for. To discuss our situations and get a full understanding as to why things are going the way they're going. I'm for one, no one is going to just walk up, tell me that it's raining when it's something else. So just be prepared to answer the questions. That's it.
How many times?
As many times as I ask, and until I can understand why we wind up in dire straits and have to be paid for in the next day. Where's the money? Because we have to figure out where the money's going to come from, and all of that stuff. We don't have budgets. All of that. So these are discussions that has to be had, and they're not just few-minute discussions. And I'm not gonna just have anyone come up to me and just tell me what they need, and not willing to go through a procedure of answering questions.
Right.
Period.
Trustee Williams, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, I understand your frustration and I understand your passion, and these are definitely needed. Okay, and I understand Trustee Burns' position, because in our position, like you said, you have a job to do and you have a passion. And our job and our passion is how do we pay these bills. So I understand both of you, and the conversation just got out of context and outlandish. The question is, you said it yourself. The fact is, there are so many things that the fire department has. You can't say that the ambulance bringing in X amount of dollars is going to pay for this, when you also need that apron that is also a life safety hazard. And you also need that roof that is a life safety hazard. And you need so many other things. Then let's go back to the budget. And I'm sorry if I'm going to take a minute. Let's go back to, not your fault that we don't have a budget, but we've been asking for budget to actual figures for the past 3 years so that we can create a realistic budget. We don't know how much money your department needs or has spent for the last 3 years. Please understand our position. I'm trying to say it calmly. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm trying to explain the situation. When Trustee Burns said, where are we going to get the money from? We have to be responsible for being able to pay for these when the bill hits our desk. Okay? But the problem is we don't have a budget. And this SAM.gov, yes, I'm very curious to know who dropped the ball on a SAM.gov number that could have potentially gotten us a grant for this. And I know you're not trying to throw anybody up under the bus, and I don't want you to do that. But I will find out why we don't have a SAM.gov number, and let's hope that it never happens again. You're bringing things to the table that are very vitally important. But please understand, pardon me? Why didn't we have one when we needed it? What I'm saying, Chief, is please understand our position. We want a budget, but we also want to know where the money has been spent in every single department for the last 3 years. We're not getting that information. It's being concealed from us. So how can we actually create a new budget when we don't know how many times have you asked for an apron in the past 10 years? I know because I've been part of the board that long. Every year, for whoever was chief has been asking for an apron and a roof and windows and all that, and we don't give you the money that you need to fix these things. So when something like this is definitely necessary, gotta have it, life-saving, I can understand the question. Last minute stuff bothers us because we don't know where the money is. We're trustees. It's irresponsible for us to make that statement, but I'm going to make that statement. We don't know where the money is. We don't know where the money went for the last 3 years because we don't get that information. So please understand, when a trustee says, Chief, you bring this to us at the last minute, where are we going to get the money? And you say, I'm going to pay for it out of ambulance. The ambulances need maintenance. The ambulances need payroll. There's a lot of expenses that come.
And that's why I did not offer that 4 months ago.
I understand
because
that.
there are other things that I was being facetious when I said
I understand. So Chief, what I'm just trying to diffuse the situation and try to get you to understand our position. I understand your position. This is your passion. We need to have these. There's no doubt about it. We're going to get them because we need them. Our passion is, please understand, when we look at this, the first thing that comes to our mind is, where do we get the money from? Where has the money in your department and every other department in the past 3 years, where has it gone? The budget that we're working off of in 2022 has got to have been really, it's non-factual anymore. Because so many more things, like you said, everything's breaking down. So the budget that happened in 2022 that we're working off of, it's ridiculous to think that you can function in 2025 off a 2022 budget. And we know your problem. We know it's a problem. So please understand our frustration. I understand yours. What are we going to do about it? That's up to, let's see what we're going to do about it. We need a budget. And we need to know the past 3 years spending for every single department. Because until we get the budget to actual for the last 3 years, this board cannot create a budget. So please understand our position. That's all I'm asking. I'm trying to diffuse a situation and understand both of your situations and both of your sides.
I get it.
Neither one of us are in a good position.
I get it. I understand. And this is what I'm saying. I brought the documents from ambulance building to show when it comes up. I knew the question was going to come up, where are we going to get the money? That was the last choice.
Right.
I didn't want it to be from that because, as you stated, we have other issues.
Yeah, lots.
The ambulance, both of our ambulances is down right now.
That's what I'm saying, Chief.
So
you can't say you can use it on this when your maintenance on your ambulances is extreme.
But from what we've collected in ambulance billing, and it's only going to get better, is more than enough to be able to handle the situation. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought it to you.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you, Chief, is one day what we hope to see is a budget to actual for every year since 2022 to show what your budget was and what you actually spent. And hopefully you stayed within your budget. And if you didn't, you came to the board for a budget amendment. And this year, if you spend outside of the 2022 budget, then you'll be able to show us, give us an amendment as to why you need more. Because seriously, I don't think you can work off the 2022 budget in 2025. But we need to be business-like when we're working up a budget. If we're going to go over our budget, we need to come and amend that department's budget. That's all I'm asking, Chief. Because we don't know what you've spent in the past 3 years. You, your department, any department. I'm not calling you out. I'm just trying to get you to understand our position. Okay? So definitely this is needed. I understand that 100%. This was brought to my attention not too long ago, and I was wondering what's taking so long. But you know we need an apron, and you know we need a roof. I'm going to ask you one more question before I go, and then I'm going to let it go. I know you've probably exhausted every single possibility of where to get money from, correct?
Correct.
There's nowhere else. There's no other pot to pull from or person to talk to or anybody to beg to. Nope. You've done everything you can.
Every single.
And you got to work with what you have within your department.
So I'm going to put it this way. I wouldn't be sitting right here right now taking this if I had another a choice.
I'm just putting it out there.
No, I get it.
We got to do this.
Yeah.
There's no way about it. I'm just saying, Chief, one day you're going to have to answer this tough question as to what has you spent in the past 3 years. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Because we don't know, Chief. We want to know. I'm sure he's doing whatever he can with the money. And 2022's budget is not going to take care of 2025. That's all I was trying to put on the table. I'm not being confrontational. I just need to know your budget for the past 3 years. Where have you gone with your budget? Because you definitely need more money than what you were budgeted in 2022 because of the seriousness of the apron and the roof and the windows and the increase of payroll that has happened since 2022 is phenomenal. But then you bring this to the table. That's why we go. This is why we go like that. That's why.
All right, Trustee Sapp, you have a comment?
Just one question. Chief, you said that you get 17, you open this door. You said that you get 17 to 30,000 a month from your ambulance service.
Yes, ma'am.
You have 2 ambulances down.
Yes, ma'am.
How is that affecting Or how does your ambulance service, how is it affected with your ambulance being down?
It's not affecting anything. A couple of months ago, you guys signed an intergovernmental agreement that allows us to borrow an ambulance from another municipality if ours go out. It's something that happens throughout the entire world in the fire service, which allows us to borrow another municipality vehicle when ours go out. Unfortunately, things happen that happens out of our control, with things being so old, and last year we ran almost 2,400 calls out of one department. Creek has not ran that many calls. Beecher has not ran that many calls. In our division, we're probably like the second or third highest call volume in our division of 13 towns. So we do everything to make sure that all of our residents are treated right, at the best of everything. So that if, in the case that somebody needs help, we have something to use, and we are very well prepared and to do our job.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. And the board will get copies of the contract. I'll have them disseminated from the clerk to them. Once we get it made up, as soon as I can get everything, make sure that what you have here is what we're going to put on the contract, and we'll go from there.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Ma'am, I want to also just add to this that there has been, that we have had lack of corporate attorney representation in our village for quite a while now. And I do know that we all voted as a board, you appointed, should I say, on December 10th, Dale Browder as our corporate attorneys. We have had meetings where we have had questions regarding contracts and paperwork that have become before us, but we have not been able to get those questions answered by the attorney because for whatever reason that we don't know, that our corporate attorney that you appointed on December 10th is never in any of our meetings. So I am requesting that when you do bring this resolution and the contract before the board, that the corporate attorney who prepared these documents, that they are there in the board meeting. So if for any reason at all, a trustee have a question, or even yourself, that we can address the corporate attorney who prepared the documents so that we can get clarification at that time. And that is my request, that the corporate attorney is here on the next board meeting. Thank you.
You're going to get the contract and the resolution before the next meeting. So they have the corporate authority, they have the corporate counsel here before you get to the next board meeting. It's going to be kind of impossible. But
I didn't say it before. I said
why do you keep interrupting me?
Because
why do you keep interrupting
sir, I asked if the corporate attorney could be at
right
the
now.
next board
Right now, we're going to move forward with the agenda because that's not an agenda item. All right, the item that I was, which we have talked about, the next item is Mr. Nick Graver from Southland Development. They came before the board, I would say, at least 3 times and did a presentation. All they're asking is to have the board to move their request to the Zoning Board of Appeals and have a Zoning Board of Appeals to look at what they're trying to bring to the board. So what I want to do is put it on the agenda for next week to vote to have what Southland Development has talked to I think it's Mr. Gierzek and I forgot the other guy's name, about the matter of what they're trying to bring to the board, and also to bring their matter before the zoning board, have a zoning board meeting, hearing, and then go from there. So I'm going to ask to have that put on the agenda for next week to move forward with it, because it was voted to move forward, but we still have to have a zoning board meeting. And then also we're going to have a resolution for that also before it gets voted on again. So right now, all the zoning board would have to do, all we would have to do is just vote to move it forward for the following meeting, not following meeting, for the zoning board of appeals to look over the agreement, to look over to make sure that we have something in place to bring a cannabis license into the village. Trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is actually asking for village-initiated zoning amendment to an ordinance that we already have in place, correct?
No, I think there's some changes. There's going to be some changes.
That's what I'm saying. It would be an amendment to an ordinance that's already in place.
Right, but there's a different zoning. It has to be rezoned also, but there's a different heading too.
Right. So what I was getting to, Mr. Mayor, was there's members of the board that don't know that we passed an ordinance for cannabis many years ago, 2015,
Yes,
16.
yeah.
Could you see that the trustees get a copy? All trustees get a copy of the ordinance that was passed years ago,
Okay.
so we can compare it to what we're trying to amend it to.
That's a different ordinance. That's why they're having this.
Right, I understand, but they're amending that ordinance
Yes,
to
they are.
include what they want to do
Yes.
now, because some board members don't even know that, maybe they don't.
That was
maybe they
done in 2015, I think.
Right, I'm thinking it's 15 or 16, yeah, right. So what I'm saying, all I'm asking is, can you please provide that ordinance to the board members that did not have any idea that we even had an amendment on an ordinance on the books, okay? That's all
Right,
I'm
because
asking.
everyone that's on the board now was not there with that.
Exactly, that's all I'm saying, sir. Thank you.
And final, the intergovernmental agreement that we do every year is for environmental health and inspectional services. Cook County has been our partner. We don't have anyone that's currently working in the village to go out to the different food preparation areas or food services that we here have in the village. So every year our person or our liaison to go out and inspect the different food services that we have, that businesses that serve food. So what I'm asking is for us to continue that agreement. You have the agreement here. It's the same as since I've been around that we've asked them to take care of and do for different businesses, and also for the ones that have been here for a while. They go out and inspect, bring back the findings to the board, and let us know that this person didn't pass. They shouldn't get a health license and health and food license, and so I'm asking to have this put on the agenda for next week to be voted on, to partner back with the Cook County Department of Health and Services. Any questions on this? We do it been doing it every year. Well, who knows how long, but it's been there for a while. Are there any questions on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So basically, because again, like you said, we do it every year, and so we skipped a step. So basically, the Cook County Department of Health and Inspection comes and inspects all of the restaurants or people that deal with food in our village, and then they give us a report.
Yes.
And then at that point, you'll know whether to reissue license or citations or whatever. Is there a fee with this?
Yes. It's in here. It says they charge us $100 per entity.
So
I think we charge 130. So I think we make $30 per inspection. That's on the second page. No, item number 5.
okay, so that's 100% inspection.
Yep.
And they will start right away.
Pardon me?
They'll start.
I mean, they're still doing it now. It's just renewing the contract.
Thank you.
Trustee?
Do you know how many new businesses have opened up in the last 6 months?
No. I don't know. Yes, but do I know how many? No.
And Mr. Mayor, are you aware that there are food businesses opening up in the village without license?
Are you aware that this food business is opening up without license?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
It was one of the lady that has the ice cream business.
She opened up without a license?
She did, that's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said.
She said it right here in the
No.
So, well,
No.
afterwards, she did come up to you and speak with you, so I just want to know if you guys did rectify and does she have a license yet?
Oh, that's the question you're asking.
Yes,
Okay, no, you said it was not aware.
yes.
No, I wasn't aware.
So is her,
Yes, she has a license.
she has a license.
She has a food license and she has a business license.
From Cook County?
Business license is from the village.
I know, and so that's what I'm saying, she's cleared and rectified from that?
She has a food license and she has a business license.
The food license comes from where? Cook County, correct?
Health and yes, health inspection
That's
service.
what I'm asking, Mayor. Does she have her license to be operated under Cook County? Because you said it's ongoing, so I want to know, has she gotten her license from us because she came here and she opened up an ice cream business without a license? So I'm asking,
Again,
I'm following up. Does she have her license from the village?
again,
I'm just asking a question, Mayor. Does the business that's open, who opened without a license because you wasn't aware of it, does she have her license from the village now?
she has a business license from the village.
And does she have her license from Cook County?
I said she had a license from Cook County.
Okay, so it should be displayed. We can't check, correct? Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Okay. So this will be on the agenda for next week. All right, moving on. Public comment. All comments and questions will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker may comment on any matter concerning the business of the village of Sauk Village. Each speaker is allowed one opportunity to speak up to 3 minutes and may not engage in debate, counter replies, or rebuttals. I will respond to all questions and all public comments after all public comments have been concluded. When you come up, would you please state your name? Just want to make sure that mic is not on, huh? No, it's not. You press the button until it gets green. Hold the button down until it turns green. No.
It's great. I'm not that
Go ahead.
Testing.
Okay, there's always something, right? I'll wait till she gets back.
Testing.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again after the holidays. As you know, my name is Jerica Tins. I'm a resident of the village. I had a few
What'd you say your last name?
Tins. Jerica Tins. I had a few questions, primarily with grants. Do we have someone specifically designated to fill out grants? Because this is not the first time that we've been denied grants for our village, and I would think, as someone, I kind of somewhat deal with grants in my line of work, that they can be difficult to fill out. As the chief was speaking, I think I took like 15 minutes and I found a bunch of grants just from Cook County alone, just from like one Google search. There are, like I said, as my line of work, there are people who are grant goblins who just spend all day just looking for grants for their own house. Because as we know, a lot of people, we don't want to pay for anything out of our own pocket. especially when the government can pay. So do we have someone on staff to specifically do that and or follow up with these counties? Again, Cook County has a lot of grants. Also, the fireman, has he asked even others, local suburbs like Downers Grove with money if they have excess? I do understand that he has 19 firemen. Is that enough firemen? And also, if we do get what we need from them, what happens if those break? Does he have the funds to fix that? And or so many questions. Do we have a connection with the Chicago Treasury and or our neighboring counties for grants that we have been denied before? Do we have a training program for the firemen and policemen, because it's not just their departments? Like he said, he's been navigating a budget and trying to fix everything on his own. That's a lot of work and pressure. But then that again is just him. What about the firemen? What about the library? What about our electrical people? They all need something, and I understand that in terms of a budget. Thank you. In terms of a budget, if everyone needs something, what takes priority? I think having someone to specifically be a grant goblin is something that the village desperately needs. And also, I guess, with crowdsourcing, what else can we do? But I would definitely have someone look at your guys' budgets, because it makes no sense if we do get all these grants of, like, say, a $50,000 grant, if we can't even find $5,000. So, I don't know. Like I said, we need someone to be on grant patrol, essentially. That's all. I have some other questions I'll ask you guys later. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Darren Mailer with DMC Contractors. Mr. Mayor, you sat here in October and said that we were going to be paid for our concrete work in the village. And then in November, you didn't answer our questions. Then you said we didn't receive the invoices. So we emailed over all the invoices to you again, which with Renee and Sonia, it's probably been 7 times we've sent in our invoices to you. We presented to the board in regards to making sure that we could actually get paid. And then you had a special board meeting, or a board meeting, and on it, you're on YouTube agreeing to pay our invoices. Then when I contacted you, you said, no, I'm not going to. So at your discretion, are you the one making the call on who's going to pay or Renee's not going to pay? Because the Board of Trustees has approved all of our invoices, has agreed to pay us, and you haven't. So I would like to know that next week we're going to be on the agenda, or do you need payment arrangements because you mentioned that you might not have the money or the funds? So please communicate with us on what you need, because we've been very respectful up till now. This work was done in May and June, and now it's January, and all we're trying to do is get paid. And you go back to life safety issues with the fire department, we approved all the sidewalks, curbs, sewers, so you didn't have any lawsuits for people tripping. So, Mr. Mayor, honor your October statement and pay us, please. Thank you.
I'm Francine Anderson, and today I sit here and watch you badger the chief of the fire department. I really feel bad about it because your questions were repetitive, and I think you asked the same question at least 10 times. I don't know what you be looking for when you be asking your questions. If the man gave you an answer, the answer was the same, no matter how you rephrase your questions. I think you're at a point where you just want to hear something. And unless you hear it, and these are comments. I don't have a question.
Hold on just one second. If you continue to disrupt in the audience, I'll ask you to leave. This is a question that public comment, that's all. No one up there is talking to anyone in the audience. So I'm asking you to please refrain your statements. Thank you. Go ahead.
Just to be clear, my name is Francine Anderson. I would like to say that mine are comments so that we can make sure that you clearly hear me. That my concern is that as trustees, you ask the same questions and they become repetitive. And they become repetitive and you get the same answer. So it appears to me and it appears to others in the audience that you are badgering people. Only in my comment. Thirdly, I would like to say, Trustee Debbie Williams, you have a memo. You have been the longest standing trustee. If you knew that that information was due and you got it back in 2016 because you were here, then why couldn't you share the information with the other trustees? I don't know what you got, but you were here. You were sitting in the seat. And Trustee Burns, you said I have to call you by your name.
Ma'am, if you call my name, we're going to have a dialogue. You're supposed to be talking to the mayor. But if you call me, we will have a dialogue now.
I'm ready for your dialogue, ma'am.
So what is your question? Because you just
My question is that the chief told you 10 times that he got the letter and asked for it in November. You do not know from November 2024
That is not what the chief said. The chief said
today is 2 months.
The chief said last year he's been knowing this since 2016, 2017.
I hear you because she's from
Okay. That is what the chief said.
Can I have my minutes back?
That means that the chief has been knowing about this situation for 8 years, and he's bringing it to the board now. If we are doing our job, since you call my name, we're going to have a dialogue. Now, if you don't want to have a dialogue with me, don't say my name and follow instructions, ma'am, because you're not following instructions. You are a rule breaker and you're not following instructions. And I've never heard a person who loves to say their own name 50 million times. We know you're Francine Anderson, and you say that 5 or 6 times every time you get up. Speak to the mayor, because I keep telling you all, if you call me by name, you will have a dialogue with me. So follow protocol, follow instructions, and direct your conversation to the mayor.
Are you done? Are you done, trustee?
Can I have my 2 minutes back, please?
Go ahead.
Cannot. No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Trustee,
No, you cannot.
Trustee, you're not running nothing.
She addressed me,
Please
sir.
be quiet. If you don't want to listen to me,
Mayor Burgess.
No, don't Mayor Burgess. Please be
Her
quiet.
time is running out. You're running out her clock.
I'm not running anything out. You're being very disrespectful.
She has nothing to say to me. She's supposed to be directing all questions to you.
Then be quiet and let
She's
me-
eating up her own time.
I don't blame guys for that. That doesn't make sense. Go ahead,
To continue with my comment, and I use names because I wanted to emphasize what I heard. Secondly, for you, Mr. Mayor, I was present when the 4 trustees walked out of your 23 board meeting that was planned for the budget. I was here present, sitting. So don't pretend like you don't have a budget because you just don't have a budget. The budget was prepared to be presented. You walked out. In matter of fact, that year you presented your own budget, in which you all 4 voted to have presented, which was irregular and which you cannot do. But your legislative council should have told you that. And since you want the Corporate Authority Council to be present, I hope that you are going to end your contract and agreement with your legislative lawyer, since maybe you no longer need them. And we can stop spending money on you getting questions answered every week. Again, Olison and Sturks is playing ching ching, ching ching, and spending village dollars that we could be using for for our sewage. How much do we owe them now?
Right, Francine.
I didn't intend to get up today, but Kathy Betcher, did the trustees get the information they need for the budget meeting? Okay, that's one question.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Okay.
It's a question. Did they get the information they needed to do a budget? Next, Mayor, you just sat there and told a resident that if he didn't be quiet, he would be asked to leave, okay? But when I was trying to hear what was going on, what Chief Barrett was saying, I had to say twice to Francine Anderson that I could not hear because her mouth was going. Not only hers, but other people on that side of the room, and you never said a word.
Never.
Now, why don't you
You just want me to
be fair?
You just want me to ask you to leave, though.
Be fair. I don't care what he's saying right now.
I do.
I'm speaking
Well,
to
obviously
you.
they don't care. Obviously they don't care. No, wait me. No. But you didn't wait when somebody else was talking. No.
I didn't say I was talking to you, sir.
Go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish, Ms. Belton. Go ahead and finish.
It's Betcher.
Betcher, go ahead and finish, Ms. Betcher.
But I think you should be fair.
Okay.
If you're going to call one side of the room to be quiet, then you damn well better call the other side.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Angela Jones, evening mayor, trustees. My question is, was the water at over near 21765 able to be cut off?
What's the address again?
21765 on Peterson. Right now it's becoming a safety hazard because the water is running out onto the driveway and over to my side, where I almost slipped yesterday. Today I almost hit my mailbox in the tree on the side. I know it's kind of impossible because that water main, whatever you call it, has been tampered with. And it's my understanding that because it was tampered with, that it's almost impossible for tools to be put down in there to cut the water off. So I've been in contact with Chief Barrett, who's been a good help, and said he would relay, the rest of the situation that has transpired over the last 2 days to you. I emailed pictures so you could see, how that's a hazard. So I just wanted to know if it had been taken care of. And Waterworks, the water department was out on yesterday, 2-3 trucks, and they were out there trying to, resolve the situation. So I don't know if it was taken care of or not. Thank you.
Resident. Mr. Mayor, yesterday at the electoral board hearing, Trustee Burns called me a liar. So today I brought my proof. I want to know first and foremost, are you or anyone else on the board aware that Olson and McGrath have given themselves a pay raise? Who authorized this pay raise? Because I've been at every last meeting. I've never heard anyone, and I have the invoices and I brought copies and they're highlighted so that I could put this on record.
How do you have invoices that I can't?
Hold it. Why are you?
I'd appreciate my time back.
Wow. We can't get copies of invoices and a resident gets them?
For you.
why are you talking?
It's for you. And I'm also on the finance committee, but it's the power of FOIA.
Trustee, no, you're unacceptable. You're unacceptable. Why are you talking? Okay, we're not going this further. Go ahead and finish. No.
The same thing happened yesterday. When I come with facts and documents, everybody gets out of order. I sit in the back quiet. Again, out of order.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say, no, seriously. And usually, if you feel guilty, then that's when you bark. The thing is, what you have to realize, I am responsible for taking notes, the minutes, and with you, I know for 8 years. I know you tell me that all the time. But the thing is, I see a problem with him. But I know that.
Wait up there. Then why are you talking while he's talking?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's ridiculous to what you're doing. It's ridiculous to what you want somebody to follow what you say. But you don't talk like you're going back and forth. What you got to do with it? I didn't have nothing to do with anything.
Do you guys want a record? Do you want a record of these proceedings? But it's not for you to tell. I have to give his public report. But I can't do it
You're FOIA to see how you
do that, but then you don't have to shout out about it now. Let's go with some decorum here. Let me do what I am responsible for doing and hold it. Take your notes, rebut on your own time. Let us get through this meeting. That's all I'm asking. Let's get through the meeting without the screaming, the hollering, and the shouting. That's all I'm asking. Thank you. I'm getting ready I gave you some of your time back. I'm getting ready to start the clock now, okay?
All right. Now, as I was saying, Olson and McGrath have given themselves a pay raise. I brought copies. I hope you all keep the same energy that you had for Ansel and Glink. I want all of this on the record. Thank you, Chief, for the patience that you showed earlier, because you are my inspiration right now. Because under certain circumstances, I might have said things back and forth. But I'm leading off of your example, unfortunately, instead of the examples of some of our esteemed trustees. Mr. Mayor, this is very troubling. I see statements on here for election issues by Trustee Burns, and I'm hoping that these aren't charges relating to the bogus paperwork that got her and her husband thrown off the ballot. I'm hoping that we taxpayers are not paying for Trustee Burns and her husband and their other team of trustees who were all thrown off the ballot for their paperwork. I'd also like to say it's very interesting that tonight they want to sit in here and play detective with the money, like, oh, we got to look over every last dime. They didn't have that energy last week when they were spending over $500,000, almost $500,000. They weren't asking where was the money going to come from last week. 3 months alone, just for their legal bills, not the village legal bills, their legal bills, almost $20,000. Do the math and extrapolate that for a year and see how much money they're spending.
Sir, you have less than a minute.
$2,700 for the pay raise that they never get, that they didn't get. They don't want to, one charge was $1,600 on 8/29. You'll see, because it's all highlighted. And again, thank you for speaking out of order. You're setting a great example. I want to admit all of these invoices into the record, pass them out, give everybody copies, do some due diligence, and I hope when I come back next Tuesday and the following Tuesday, because I'm here every week, that I hear the same energy that I sat right here and heard you guys discuss Ansel and Glink. Because as Trustee Burns said, they are stealing when they give themselves a pay raise, and nobody approves it. So I hope, I'm talking about your statement, and again, thank you for speaking out of turn. You're setting a great example.
All right, Dave. And they'll see nothing.
Make copies for everybody.
We just had a court order for us to get, we just had a court
Are
order.
there any more public comments? Are there any more?
And we still can't get
Trustee?
information. Lord have mercy.
Okay, that's okay. We're gonna. I know what to do. I know what to do. If you don't want to listen, finish the public comment because we're gonna stop this after this.
Come out.
You know what I'm talking about? There won't be no more public comments.
It is against the law. He cannot stop public comment. He cannot legally stop public comment. That's against the law. It's against the law.
I didn't say anything about you. I didn't say anything about you guys. I said, so don't lie and don't try to lie on that. So I didn't say nothing about you standing up, or I wouldn't know. I said there's not going to be any comments from the trustees because y'all don't want to listen to nothing nobody's got to say. So that's not going to happen. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
Play the video.
That's just going to be funny. It's going to be funny because I'm tired of it. You don't want to listen to what I
I'm talking man versus. Thank you.
And what does that mean, sir? I didn't recognize you yet. I did not recognize you. That's the problem. I didn't recognize you. Y'all go back and forth.
I'm used to him. We know his tactics.
Oh, we know his tactics.
You don't want to hear from this side of the room. We only want to hear from that side of the room. But go ahead. I shut up until you recognize. Because usually I go on the mark of Madam Clerk, not on your mark, Mayor Burgess.
Okay.
So let the record show that. Derek Burgess never recognized us at the mic. Madam Clerk does. But now all of a sudden, Derek Burgess wants to, I didn't recognize you. You never recognize us. Madam Clerk tells us to go ahead. So who I'm waiting for to recognize me? You or her?
Are you making your comments?
No, because you said you hadn't recognized me, so I'm being quiet till you recognize me.
Start making your comments, sir.
I may begin now? I need clarity because you like to argue, so I want to make sure I'm doing on your mark. As you just so corrected me, you didn't recognize me. All right. Jeffrey Burns, resident 20 years. Yes, we have a lot of great examples today. And the great example is our mayor, people shouting out in the public. He doesn't correct one side of the room. When the other side of the room speaks, he wants to kick that side of the room out. And it's mighty funny too, every time they want to question anybody, which is their job to do as trustees, he likes to interrupt. It don't matter if they ask it 15 times, they're the trustees. Answer it, period. That ain't got nothing to do with no disrespect, because you ask something until you get an understanding. Then if they approve something and didn't get an understanding, then this side want to say, well, you should have asked until you got an understanding. I wouldn't have signed off on nothing if I didn't understand it. That's the job of a trustee. If you ask it 20 times, it don't matter what you and the audience think. It's about them getting understanding, because that's their job. And also a comment that I have to make, Trustee Williams, please pursue what type of FOIA was done so we can find out why our FOIAs don't get answered. But it's mighty funny, David Smith always gets what he wants when he FOIAs. Also, I would like to continue to add to the record, who's responsible for the audits? Who's responsible for the budget? Who's responsible for keeping the village sam.gov alive so we can get our grants? Who's responsible for renewing our sam.gov for
keeping us registered? Who's responsible for making sure that we stay up to date so we can be approved for grants? Also, do we currently have a grant writer, and if we did, what happened to the previous grant writer? Again, everything starts at the top. And again, there is no such thing as a disrespectful question. It's called a question, period. Thank you.
Before you start the clock, I want my son to hand Mayor Burgess a copy of the ordinance for the village of Sauk Village, because the way they're managing the water bills, I'm sure he has never seen it.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never been here before, so you got to kind of give me a little latitude.
Yes, you have. First of all, you have to...
I haven't.
First of all, you have to ask to come up to approach. So,
I haven't heard anybody ask to come to approach, but I will.
No.
Can I approach? Oh.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry. Can he approach and hand you the ordinance? Okay, I'm sorry. Again, I haven't been here before. I came here for one town hall meeting. No, I haven't.
What's your name?
My name is Otis Smith.
Oh, you've been here many times.
Go through all your records and see if I ever been to a meeting.
You have.
Are you going to argue me and stay out of order? You're going to let me speak? This is the reason why you try to cut off public comments before I got to the microphone, because you're afraid of me speaking.
I didn't try to cut off anything. I said the trustee.
Can you come to order, Mayor?
Can I come to order?
Can you control yourself at least once, one meeting?
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Can I start?
Sir, you're into 2 minutes and 33.
Well, just like everybody else, my time starts over when he stops.
Now. The mayor cut the order. You don't tell. The mayor has been doing a job.
So, Madam Clerk, I'm going to start now, if that's okay with everybody. So, the village has a invoice that I've given them.
We don't know what time. We need to get you started. Because the clerk hasn't given you a whole I gave you okay for a long time. I sure did. Bob, the mayor was speaking. Don't talk to me in that tone, Debbie Williams. Don't use that tone to me, Margaret Cruz.
I'm sorry to bring chaos to the meeting.
You didn't bring chaos to the meeting.
But can I please have my time to speak? I thought we were just talking about being fair. Now listen to, I believe his name was David Smith, talk for 7 minutes.
Because the mayor comes in the room.
I have been timing all of the people that went past time.
Okay.
Francine Anderson had 6 minutes.
Sir, you want me to give you some time?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to stop talking. You
Okay.
do not stop talking since you stood up there. Keep that in mind. So now, if you want to regain some time, you can keep talking until I reset some time for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Be respectful, Madam Clerk.
So that came, I believe, from Trustee Coleman. He said, be respectful, Madam Clerk.
Tell him to tell them to be respectful. No, you don't just tell them.
He said to tell them to tell you to be respectful. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just doing what you asked.
Your whole time should be muted.
I would agree.
Give him time on your own time, okay? Sir.
I thought this was everybody's time.
Sir, I'm asking very nicely because they claim that I'm not being respectful to you. I keep asking, please stop talking until you're on the clock, because really you're still getting out what you want to say. Oh my word! Just give a man his time. And this adds to it. Oh, just come on.
They watch too much TV.
You don't get a speech, just give him time. That's it. That's all it
We gotta go home.
They don't want to hear it.
Madam Clerk, are you ready?
And Coleman talking like crazy.
be a party to it. I hope you understand that it's not the
My mic off? Oh, it's on, okay.
Mr. Mayor, would you like to go back to the meetings I was reading?
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
they have given you permission to stop talking, so. Oh, you didn't know?
No, so no one said I can speak.
I asked her, I don't know what she's waiting for. I'm actually waiting for you all to be quiet. We've been quiet. We already said a word. We're not shut down. We've been quiet. I can't believe this. Leave.
Trustees, if you guys please, let's allow everyone to be quiet so that I can speak. They intend to shut it down so I can't speak. So will everybody be quiet so I can say what I have to say? Is laughing considered talking? All right. So we're going to start off first. I'm going to go real quick since I know my time is going to exhaust in 3 minutes. That's why I never come to these meetings. It's not enough time. So Mayor, that ordinance that I gave you that I believe you have not seen, please point to the page where you give the authority to Renee to charge 10 days to turn water back on if someone pays with electric funds transfer. Because you have Renee in the office run amok, writing bills, making up rules that are outside of the ordinance of the village. Right now at current, you owe me $911. When you add January in there, you owe me more than that. You are overcharging everybody in this village water more. I even laid it out and explained to you on the phone and in person with Renee before she told me she didn't know what she was doing with the water bill. I told her I would for free show her so I can help the community. So when you start answering these questions, don't say you don't know. I spoke on your cell phone, I text you, I left Mary several messages, and I left Renee several messages. That is why I'm down here, so that you can pay my invoice, because the village does not have enough money for the amount of lawsuit that's going to be brought. Right now I'm asking for what you owe me, what you took, $911. You have the invoices. Now, they shut the water off at my property up against the ordinance. Now, I believe that they retaliated against me because I decided not to financially support the mayor's mayoral candidacy. Now, the problem I have with this is they're extorting money. So you can't give me an exorbitant price, make me pay it, or shut the water off. The water bills, I've given you proof that they put whatever they want in those bills. Nobody's reading the meters. And they keep lying, trying to blame the IT department every time someone calls. No, it is not the IT department. I explained to the mayor and Renee both that the first thing you have to do is read the meters. They're not reading the meters in Sauk Village. And that is proof. I can prove it, I can show it. Now, I don't know how much time I got, but mayor, has to be a man, you need to show up. Do you think you showed up as the mayor in the village of Sauk Village? And when that freebie at that property that you shut the water off was going through the medical issues, I called you personally, and you and your team ignored that preview didn't have water, even after the bill was paid that you overcharged for. You left the water off for 8 days. So how can you even say you want to be a mayor in this village and you don't even care about the people, the children especially? Who do you care about in the village? What have you done? Besides, oh, I'm sorry, fix the streets in front of your own house. Yes. You deny it? I'm sure you do, like everything else. But that's the one thing you do seem to know. Read the packet, people. Yeah, I'm done. When am I going to get paid for my invoice? Stop acting like you didn't see it.
Oh, you can't talk.
I'm just the one suffering for it because I'm in college right now and I have to come down here.
Use the microphone.
You're not the one answering this guy's phone call.
State your name, you on the property.
Well, my name's Emmanuel Hardy.
Take the microphone up, bring it up to your face.
What's it, Mr. Barker?
No, wait, she's get your time.
It's gonna be short.
Don't be short. You have to Please state your first and last name, and then you start talking.
Okay. My name's Emmanuel Hardy. Of course, since I'm the one going along with this guy right here, he's my father. We've been going through this project together. I guess you could say that I'm the one that is, I guess, the bronze of the team, I guess you could say. And we've been going through this dilemma. We've had a bunch of different things that we want to do with the city of Sauk Village, but things lead to other things, and I guess people in the offices can't make up their mind or come together as one to make things work for the people, I guess you could say. But I don't care about that.
You showed up today, you did come to the front desk.
Yeah, we did show up today, actually. We asked the front desk lady for you, Marva, but yeah, we asked her. Oh, that's Mary. Yeah, his receptionist.
She lied and said she left.
Yeah.
You're wasting his time.
No, he's helping me out. He's helping me out. Because I recorded 15 minutes of it. And we were asking for somebody to come up here to help us with our water bill because we had to drive 7 hours to get down here to talk about it because you guys didn't answer the phones. I have to take out my college time, my future, just to come down here to talk to you guys.
Made over 50 phone calls.
Over and over and over again.
No one answered the phone.
Take away from our time because you guys can't pick up a simple phone.
No one comes to the front desk.
I know it rings.
All they do is lie. Lie.
There's no way that 3 people can't answer their phone. Your receptionist, Renee, and you.
One moment they're there, 5 seconds later they left the building.
There's no reason why the front desk isn't it too.
This is the reason why the mayor is afraid for me to speak.
So thank you for taking out my time. Thank you for taking out my time and having me drive 7 hours down here. Just so we can meet eye to eye. That's it. It's just a headache because you just can't answer the phone. So I have to take out my future.
That's it. Everybody in this village should do an audit of their water bills over the last 12 months. You don't know how finding. I'll show you how. They're all wrong.
If you want proof, you can see this. Anybody want calculations?
Okay, give me a second. Please. Thank you.
You want to leave?
Anybody want a copy of the proof?
It's okay, Mayor. Okay. Jeff Morton, former trustee of Sauk Village. I got a few questions I wanted to ask. Mr. Mayor, when it's regarding that ordinance for the Zoning and Planning Commission, shouldn't that go in front of the Ordinance Review Committee prior to being put on the agenda? Shouldn't that committee see that first, then being brought back here and not telling me what to do? But I thought that's what the protocol would be for that ordinance. That was one thing. Me personally speaking, with the water bill, I've been here for almost 26 years. I've never had a problem with the water bill. My wife and I, we pay the bill every month, and it's not showing, you know, like, oh, your bill's $100, so you write the check for $100, and the next bill it should say, oh, you paid the $100.
Well, it's not doing that. They're not putting it in. So I've been stapling my receipt to it, so because it keeps going higher and higher and higher, and God forbid it gets shut off. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I got it all on record. I just don't understand why they can't in the office just do the simple billing. I don't understand what's going on there. To Chief Barrett, I do have a question regarding the air packs. I think it's very vital for our police department, our fire department, our first responders, our first and foremost, are the highest priority. If Chief Barrett is telling me that our air packs are not good, find the money. Find the money. I don't care where it comes from, whatever, get the money to the chief for our firemen to be safe when they come into your house to save your life. So there's, I'm sorry, Marco. So that's the thing. The other thing, Chief, and you're in the fire service, but I was in emergency management. There's FEMA grants that you can go through, and there's also MABUS. I think you guys can do purchase power if everybody gets together and tries to purchase. Instead of it being like $1, it might be 80 cents. I'm using a stupid number there, but maybe that's something that popped in my head. So that's that. So now I'm going to take off my residence hat. My name is Jeff Morton. I am the District Commissioner of the Lincoln-Lansing Drainage District. And usually what I do is if there is any type of obstructions or anything in the waterway, like a refrigerator, a stove, tires, and people are probably laughing, but yes, that does happen. I usually call Public Works Director, and we work together to make sure the waterways are clean and free of debris. Sorry, Mr. Mayor, I did send an email to the clerk. I think she forwarded it over to you. There was some couches behind the old Tom's Tap that I pulled out of the ditch. If by chance you can have Public Works, pick it up.
Behind where?
Behind the old Tom's Tap. Yeah, I got them up, but that's a dumping ground. Sorry. Take care, guys.
That's it? Okay, some of these are comments, but I will comment on some of the questions that were asked. We did at one time have a grants writer, but I'm looking for one again. It's going to be more than just a grant writer. It's going to be a grant writer, be a grant writer / village administrator type position. So we cannot miss out on some of the grants that are out there. A lot of times, a lot of grants are more than just a 100% grant. You have to put some money down. So if you're looking for some of these grants for $60,000 and $70,000, you may have to put 20, 25, maybe 30% down to get that grant. And then there's a whole process in that, and I'm sure the young lady that spoke about it knows that process, and she knows anything about grants. As far as the training program for the police and fire, yes, we do subscribe to a training program. The fire department they do their training, I think it's on Tuesday night. So, and then the police department, they go to, I think, a training facility. So yes, we do. The gentleman talking about from DMC, as far as that, I told him before that there are a lot of questions about the different invoices that were received, and there are a lot of them that are questionable. So, and I did talk to the gentleman that was at the time that supposedly signed off on some of them. He told me that some of them he did, some of them he did not. So we're still working on that, and that's why, you know, what I don't understand is that at the beginning, the board didn't want to pay, now they do, so I don't understand that. But until I pay, I'm going to make sure that all of the invoices are correct. The person that talked about the water that's at 217.65 Peterson, I went by there today, and yes, we're going to have to dig that out. It is water coming up out of the driveway, and there's ice all along that area, so we're going to have to dig it out, and it looks like it might be a break, so we're going to have to dig it out and fix that break. A few other things were comments. I'm not going to comment on comments. The ordinance review. The ordinance review does not review new ordinances. They review existing ordinances, and they look at them to make sure they comply to what year it is, or are they up to date, or do they need to be updated. They don't make up the new ordinances. Once the ordinance is in place, the ordinance review committee is supposed to go in and look. Excuse me, what'd you say? If you're saying that I was nervous, no, I'm not. But that's what you come. It's to argue, but that's okay. Since it seems like everybody's having a problem with, and I'm talking about the trustees, I'm gonna ask that we suspend, and I will suspend questions and comments from the trustees at this meeting, because it seems like we're just going back and forth, arguing, you don't listen. I've asked, of course, yes, of course. Of course. But would you say screw me?
Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
Screw me. Thank you very much. I asked for a motion. I hope everybody heard that. Screw me. Go ahead. I asked for a motion to adjourn. I'll ask for a motion to. It was moved in second. Go ahead. Moved in second. We will adjourn.